Guys, how's everybody doing? I'm sorry I'm so late with an update. It is actually October the 8th here. I haven't had any time lately. I actually wasn't feeling great last week, and life happens. So, anyways, this is actually a long weekend here today, or not today, but this weekend in Canada. It's Thanksgiving weekend here, so happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian viewers. I hope you get some time to spend with your family and friends and stitching, and if you get a long weekend, I hope that you enjoy all 3 days of it. So there we have it. I actually get Monday off, so I'm very happy and excited about that. I'm hoping to get some stitching done this weekend. We're actually having my husband's family is coming over on Monday, so we're going to have dinner here. So I don't know how much time I'm going to get on Monday. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of time to kind of spend working on something and get a little bit of relaxation on a 3-day weekend. So that's my goals for this weekend. I have actually a bit of progress to show you on a couple projects. I have a new project to show you that I've started in the past. I haven't shown you guys yet, but I have been working on it recently, so I will show you that. I have a finish, and I have an embarrassing amount of haul. So if you don't like haul, this probably won't be the best video for you, but whatever, it is what it is, and I'm excited about it. So I guess the first thing I'll show you will be my finish. I finished Acorn stitches. If you guys saw my post on Stitch Mania, it was on there. So here is my finish. And that is what it looks like. I actually filmed a short little video about all the specialty stitches and whatnot else on it, so I will insert it right now. So bear with me. So I just, I finished this at the beginning of the month, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Like I say, this is Acorn Stitches by Jeanette Douglas. I actually started this when I was at my stitch camp at the beginning of September. So this piece itself took me about 3 weeks to do, so kind of stitching off and on it. So I figured I'd run through and just show you some close-ups, and hopefully my camera will focus a little bit better this time. Between the krennic in the piece and the sparkly fabric, I think that definitely is not helping, but I'm going to try this again, and hopefully it'll turn out a little bit better. And I will apologize in advance. My handheld camera skills are a little lacking, but sorry if I make anybody dizzy or nauseous. So the first thing that I did when I started stitching this is I started with the center. I followed the instructions and then kind of stitched it the way it was supposed to be. So I started with the center here, with the acorn leaves here. I was actually supposed to put the year, which was 2006, with the pattern. Because it's 2016, I just substituted with my initials, and I thought that was a little bit more appropriate than the actual year. So I did my initials and then the acorn stitches underneath it, and then I did all this greenery. At first I wasn't really happy with it only being one strand. I thought the coverage I didn't really like the show through that I was getting. Seeing it all done now, though, I'm happy with the way it looks, so I'm quite pleased with that. So, and then the next thing that the pattern told me to do was to do these stitches right here. What were they called? They were the partial road stitches. So you do a border of those all the way around, and so I did that, and those were really fun to do. So I find that sometimes the specialty stitches go by really fast, so while you're covering a large area, it's sometimes faster than just doing the regular cross stitch. So And then I started on this acorn. Now, the body of it is actually done in a mosaic stitch. And let's see if I can get a little closer. So that is a mosaic stitch, the body here. And then the cap is done with a L stitch, and then there's a little bit of Krennic in there just to add a little bit of bling to it, and I really like the way that that acorn turned out. So, and then the next acorn that I did was this one in the top right hand corner, and the body on this one is actually just a combination of full crosses and tent stitches. So the full crosses are the Krennic, and then the tent stitches are the silk. And then the top of this acorn, is done actually in a 4-sided stitch. And I'm really happy with the way that one turned out as well. This one down here is actually done in a, where's my pointer? In a knit stitch is the bottom here. And this one I counted wrong the first time that I had done it, and I had to pull it out and restitch it. I was actually off by a little bit when I got to the bottom here. It was a little hard to keep track on this one because it is stitched at an angle, so I did need to concentrate a little bit more on this one. So, and then the cap on this one is just some what are they called? These are long stitches, and then you just use the Krennic to kind of tack those down on this one for the top of the acorn. I like how each of these do use the Krennic in some way or another on it, so it kind of ties them all together, even though they are all very distinctly different stitches. So, and then the last acorn here is actually in a Byzantine stitch, so that's this one down here. And I really like the way that one looks. I like the fullness of it. And then the top on this one is in an elongated upright cross. So those are the 4 acorns. And like I say, I'm really happy with the way that those all turned out. So like I say, they're all very different, but the Krennic in them kind of ties them all together. So I really like that. And then the pattern called for starting on these triangular pieces. So this one was actually a bit of pain to do. This is vertical satin stitches, and then you do a wave stitch to tack it down. And the satin stitches were really easy to do, but when I started doing the wave stitch to tack it down, the hole was actually underneath the satin stitch right beside it, so it was a little bit difficult to try and find exactly where I was supposed to go down and come up, and the satin stitches just made it really, really kind of difficult to see, like I say, see where the holes were, because they were kind of underneath the thread. But I think it looks alright now that it's done. I did have to attempt this one a few times to get it, so I was happy with it, but I am really happy with the way it looks now that it's done. And then this one over here, this was the next one again to do. And this was, what was this one? This was again in long satin stitches, and then you couch them down using the Gloriana Autumn Gold. So that was actually quite a bit easier to do because I could actually see all the holes properly on this one. So that was the next corner. And then I went down to the next corner, and the next two were actually quite easy to do as well too. This one was done in, oh, what do they call it? Milanese stitch. So you do that and then you just weave through. So the Milanese stitch would be the variegated thread, and then you take the purple thread and you just weave it through to get kind of the effect. So that one was quite a bit easier to do as well too. And then the fourth corner was the same thing, just with two different threads, and you do the Milanese stitch in a different direction. And then you again just weave through with the purple. So they do look a little bit different from each other, just based on the way that the original stitch went. But they were both pretty much the same stitch to kind of do. So those were pretty easy. And then I went and followed the instructions again and started doing all the acorn leaves. So there's some acorn leaves down here, and then the leaves up here were both stitched 1 over 2, and then the ones on the side here were 1 over 1. So there were those ones, and then the ones on the other side were also 1 over 1. So those were pretty standard to do. So, and then the next thing that the instructions told me to do was this band here. So this is called a Scotch stitch. So I went and did that. They said it would be easier to do the black work and find the placement on it if you did this stitch first. So that runs all the way around. It's a really nice border. And then it tells you to do this black work here. So I really like the way the scroll work looks. I'm not a huge fan of doing black work though, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I did end up having to frog this corner because I couldn't count properly and did have to redo that little bit, but I am very happy with the way it turned out. And yeah, I just don't know if I could handle doing a whole piece on black work if it was anything large. So, but I do, like I say, like the way it turned out. And then this is the chenille yarn. So I did that. This is all one single piece, and it's joined over in this section here. I think I did a pretty good job. It's a little bit thicker, but it's pretty invisible as far as I'm concerned. So, and then you just couch it down using the Krennic. So that was actually more time consuming than I thought it was going to be, but like I say, I do like the way it looks as well too. And then the next thing was more black work. So I did the black work on these acorns on the side, and the other side is actually exactly the same. So again, happy with the way that turned out, just more time consuming than you would originally think. So, and then I started working on the top corners. So this has some satin stitches and then a little tiny road stitch just in the center here. So that went by really quickly. And then the next one is just some cross stitching as well too, and a little tiny bead in the center. And then this bottom corner just had some cross stitching, and then it has an Algerian eyelet in the middle to give it a little variety. And then this bottom corner as well too is just some backstitch and cross stitch with again another little bead. And then the two bands, so the one at the top here is two different colors of thread. And this is the Hungarian and satin stitch. So I'm really happy with the way that turned out. I started doing the darker lines first, and then I did the little fill-in stitches. And so that went all the way across. And then the bottom one is a little bit different, and it is done with 3 different colors. So it's got the Krennic, a solid, and then a variegated thread. And this is satin, V-stitch, and Hungarian stitch. So that looks really interesting as well too. I really like the way that one looks. And then the very last thing was this nice little border, and this is just a cross stitch and then 2 back stitch lines. And I really like the way it kind of gives it a like a rope, twisted rope kind of look. And it was really fun to do, and I just really like the way the variegation works on that. So, but there we have it. That is my finish of Acorn stitches, and I really enjoyed stitching this one. I'm looking forward to doing another Jeanette Douglas. I actually have the vintage stitches in my stash, and I have the thread pack as well for this, or for that one. So I am going to start that one probably next year. I haven't picked out fabric or anything for it yet, but I did have a lot of fun with this one. I thought it stitched up relatively quickly. The instructions were very clear, and yeah, like I say, I had a lot of fun with it. I also do want to mention that the thread pack that I got with it had more than enough thread for this design. I didn't have to worry about running out of any of the thread, even with the little bit of frogging that I had to do in some places. And I've actually used some of the threads now in my Lakeside needlecraft stitch along. I had a fair amount of one of the greens left in, and I thought it was a good color to use on the autumn block. So I did have, like I say, no concerns about running out of thread with the thread pack. So, but there we have it. So hopefully you guys like this one as well too. It feels really good to finish something. So now I can put this one away and move on to something else. So that's my finish on Acorn stitches, and I really enjoyed working on this one. I actually have I have several more of her patterns that I want to work on. There's another one called Vintage Stitches, which will be, in my opinion, a nice companion piece to this one. So I think next year I'm going to be starting that one at some point or another. I did buy the thread pack with that one as well too, so I pretty much have everything except for the fabric ready to go on that one. So that is my finish. The next project that I worked on was my Lakeside needlecraft cell, and I will insert a picture here of where it was last time you saw it. And this is what it looks like now. So I did manage to get the wizard finished. I made a start on the October block, which is down in the far corner, and I actually finished the background on this last page here. So I finished this background here, I finished the leaf that went up here, and I will just show you a close-up of my wizard. I'm so happy with him. I think he turned out super cute. And I'm really happy with, like I say, the way he turned out. So the next one in this bottom corner is going to be some pumpkins, and it's got a little witch with a spider peeking out from behind it. So she's super cute. I'm going to try and get her finished this month, obviously, so I can kind of keep up with this one. So, and this is stitched on 32 count Belfast in Crystal Pansy by Picture This Plus. So yeah, I'm really still really enjoying this one. Love it. So that was the next thing that I did some progress on. The other thing that I picked up recently was a little Mill Hill kit, and it is Mill Hill Ravens. So this is what it'll look like when it's all done. I actually started working on this about a year ago, so I'm not actually crazy about the perforated paper. I mean, it works okay. I just find with the size of this piece, it's a little awkward to be stitching on the far side of it. So, but here is my progress nonetheless. I'm actually pretty close to finishing this up. I've done, I would say probably about half of it, so it's probably about only a few hours away from getting finished. So I'm gonna try and work on it throughout the month, and try and get some progress on it. So I'd really like to have this finished. I actually have another one in this series that I do want to do. I'm thinking I might actually switch that one to Ashley fabric though, and not do it on the paper, because like I say, I find it really kind of awkward working on this far side of it. So, but I'm gonna finish this up anyways. I find this is a good project for whenever one of my cats jump up on my lap. I can't use my scroll frame then, so this is kind of something nice that I can kind of stitch on in hand. So it should be getting some more progress done, because my cats seem to be very, very needy lately, and it's getting colder out, so they want to snuggle more. So hopefully I can get this one finished. And then the project that I'm going to be focusing on this month, for the most part, is going to be my chatelaine, which is the Halloween kitty mandala. I've decided to put the butterfly lace one away for a while. I figured with it being October, I thought that this piece would be a little fitting for the month. So I will insert a picture here of what it looked like last time you saw it. And I have worked on it. I've been working on it since I finished my Acorn stitches. So I've been working on it for about the past 8 days, kind of in the evenings. So this is where I've gotten to in about the last week. So I have finished up this cat down here. So I finished him up, and then I've done this whole pumpkin with the leaves and everything. So I finished that up. I still need to add the bats into this little corner. I've done the beading already in this area, so I'm just debating now, once I'm done these bats, if I'm going to work on some of the outline border, or if I'm going to move up to the top and do the other 2 pumpkin corners and the last cat. I am not going to lie, I am not enjoying working on the cats. I'm so glad that I only have one left to do. The thread, that rayon thread, Edmar thread, is terrible. I hate it. But I'm 3/4 of the way done. I'm going to push through. I'm going to get it done. I don't know if it's going to be this month or if I'm going to save it till later on, and like I say, focus on some other things, because they're trying my patience. So that's where this one is so far. And this is actually stitched on 28 Count Monster Mash by Picture This Plus. That's actually not a bad photo of the fabric. It is a little bit more, like it is a darker green in real life. So, ooh, that's actually a little bit closer to the green that it is. I find that this fabric really does not photograph well. So, but that's where I am on that one. So I'm going to work on that one. I've also put my Bumblebee Lace Victoria Sampler piece on the smaller set of scroll bars. So if I get tired of working on this one, I'm going to swap out with the Bumblebee Lace. I'm going to try and get that one finished too in the near future now that Acorn Stitches is done. So I'm going to try and get a bit of progress done on both of those. So that's all I've been kind of working on lately. It's not a whole lot, but I'm happy with it. So now I'm going to go on to my haul, and like I say, it is a ridiculous amount. I had an order from the Silver Needle come in. I had an order from Stitching Bits and Bobs come in. I had an order from Gina's Unique Boutique come in. I participated in her Facebook Halloween sale that she had on her Facebook page, and that was a lot of fun. Oh, I ended up getting one of her counting pins. It has a little green sugar skull on the top of it, and I've actually left it in the other room, so I will try and remember to show you that next time I do a video, because I'm not going to run all the way into the next room to get a little pin. So it's very cute though. So I guess maybe I'll start with my Gina's haul. So I ended up getting, like I say, I got the pin, and then I ended up getting these two needle minders. So there's a Hello Kitty on a pumpkin and a little squirrel needle minder. So those were the first two that I got. Then I got the blue pumpkin and this little cupcake with a spider on top, who is very cute. Love him. And then I got these three. So an owl with a witch hat, a Beetlejuice, and a headless horseman. So those were the ones that I got during her sale. Yeah, that was fun. So anyways. The next thing that I ended up ordering, like I say, I had an order with the silver. Actually, we'll start with Stitching Bits and Bobs. Because I kind of fell into that rabbit trap of the Prairie Schooler designs going out of print. So while I was on the Stitching Bits and Bobs website, I did notice that they had most of the alphabet. So I fell into that trap. The only one that they didn't have was the G, H, and I booklet, which is where the order from the Silver Needle came into play. Because I wasn't going to order any of them unless I could get the whole set, obviously. So I went searching around and found the G, H, and I on the Silver Needle website. And then I found out that they re-released that one. So whatever, c'est la vie. So I got all of them. So there's all my Prairie Schooler alphabets. I'm not going to show you, oh, maybe I will quickly. So there is A, B, and C, D, E, and F. There is G, H, and I, which I got from, like I say, the Silver Needle. J, K, and L. I have to say this one's probably my favorite book, but I do like that one. So M, N, and O. P, Q, and R. S, T, and U. V, W, X. And then Y and Z. So I got those. Not sure when I'm going to start them, if I'm going to start them, but if I ever get that itch, I have them now. So, and yeah, it's a little stressful when things are retiring. I've heard of the that one Mirabilia pattern, Lady of the Flag, I think it is, who is going for an outrageous amount on eBay right now. And I don't think I would ever spend $100 on a cross-stitch pattern, so I'm buying way more now than I probably should in a hope of saving myself money in the future. It's a weird, totally unrealistic way of thinking, but you never know. And then I also got Harvest Time from the Prairie Schooler as well, too. This one I think is really cute. I do like the witch with the pumpkins in it, so I got that one, and then I got this little one, which is Knock Knock. And then I ended up getting the Drawn Thread Let It Be. And this one is really cute. I really like this one. I have a obsession with bees, so, and acorns. So I ended up getting Acorns and Threads by the Carriage House Samplings, sorry. And that one's really cute too. And then I ended up getting Midnight Watch by Blackbird Designs. Oops. That one is really cute. And then I've gotten The Branch by Bent Creek. And this is actually a 3-part pattern. So this is what the whole design will look like. I ended up getting, that's the second one, and I'm still waiting. The first one is actually on back order. So I have those now as well. I also got another pattern by Nemu. This is the Calligrapher, and I love him. I really like him, so. And thanks to Emily and Cozy Egg, I also got The Village of Hawk Run Hollow. And if you haven't seen Emily's video where she's working on this, you really should. She's doing an amazing job. So she's actually changed this block, so it's not a church. And I think I'm going to end up rewatching that video to kind of get some advice maybe on changing that one. I might leave it as is, but I'm still kind of debating on that one. But I do love this chart. I think that one might be a start for next year, maybe after the Fantasy Sal is done. I don't know if I'm talented and committed enough to work on more than one stitch along at a time, but I thought this one has actually 12 blocks in it, so if I did a block a month, I could get it done in a year. So, but these ones, they don't look like much, but I think they're going to take a deceptively longer time to stitch them than what I think. So, like I say, I don't know if I'm talented enough to commit myself to doing 2 blocks on 2 different projects every month. So, and then with Stitching Bits and Bobs, I got one of their mystery bags. Mystery bits, I think is what they call them. And I think I went for the medium one for the threads, and I think it was a $50 value for $30, I think is what it was. So basically with this, you select your price range or whatever, and then they send you threads equaling the higher value for the cheaper price. So, but with these, you don't actually get a choice of what they're going to send you. So I ended up getting watercolors, and this is in Sedona Sunset. So this is a Pima cotton, 10 yards of it, and it's hand painted. So really like those colors. I ended up getting Romy's Creations. I believe this is a cotton as well too. And I want to say that the color is Sunflower. So it's like a yellowy, orangey kind of color. It's looking really washed out on my camera, but it is a bright yellow. So, and then I ended up getting Threadworks, which is an overdyed cotton, and this is in number 1095. Again, this one's looking a little washed out as well too. It's got some pink and green and kind of beigey color in it. Maybe that's a little bit better. And this is the Sunflower. So those are what those ones look more like. So I got those ones. And then I got Mother of Pearl. This is 100% silk pearl in color Mother of Pearl by Dinky Dyes. Again, that one's not. This one's like a pinky color. So there's that one. I ended up getting Mountain Mist by the Gentle Art Sampler Threads. This one I actually have already, but I love this color, so I'm pretty sure I will find a way to use it. And then I got Classic Colorworks Belsois in Rose of Sharon. And this is a beautiful, beautiful, rich pink. And then I got Classic Colorworks 100% Cotton Dublin Bay. And then I got Extra Fine Hand-Dyed Floss 12-stranded by Gloriana Threads, Tudor Silk in color Fallen Leaves. And then I ended up getting Dames of the Needle from the Cauldron Mini Pom Pom in color Sea Glass. And the last one that I got is probably my favorite. This is by Carrie's Creation Hand-Dyed Silk Floss in color Halloween, which I thought was very fitting. So I love this color. Not sure exactly where I'm going to use it, but I will definitely find a place to use it. So love that. So that was my order from Stitching Bits and Bobs. Nice stack patterns. So I got those, and then, like I say, I had to place an order, place an order with the silver needle to get the GH&I chart for the Prairie Schooler, and I couldn't just order a single chart. So I ended up ordering a couple others. So this is Barbara Anna Designs. This is in Midnight. And the saying on it is, "'Tis now the very witching time of night" by William Shakespeare. So I thought that was kind of cute. And then I got this one as well too, and it's called The Branch by Barbara Anna Designs. And the saying on this one says, come with me all Hallows night, will frighten every one in sight. Such pranks for one are justified, and fun and frolic. I can't read the last word. Justified, I think is what it says. I'll have to actually open the pattern and read it. But there's that one. I do really like that one. And then I ended up getting a couple Just Nan pictures. So, the little figurines that you can make. I already have the two little witchy mice. And then I ended up getting some of the owls. So this is Little Princess Snow. He's cute. And then I got Oakley Owlet. And his brother, Mr. Nutley Owl. And I have to say, they were so nice. This guy comes with a little acorn cap, and because of how fragile it was, they ended up sending another one in hopes that at least one of the two would make it. And actually the one in the kit is pretty crushed. So I was very thankful that they added another spare one. So I actually really want to do this one sooner than later, because I'm worried that this is going to get damaged and then I'm going to be a little stressed out trying to get another cap for him. But that was my stash from the Silver Needle and Stitching Bits and Bobs. And I've actually have one more order from Stitching Bits and Bobs coming. Emily, again, I hold you responsible for that one. And Cozy Egg, you definitely helped her enable me to buy a couple patterns. So I'm looking forward to those coming in. And like I say, I'm still waiting on the first part of the branch for my Bent Creek. So hopefully that'll be coming in shortly. Yeah, so that's all I've done. That's all I've gotten. I'm gonna work on, like I say, my Halloween kitty mandala for the rest of the month. Hopefully I can get some good progress on that, and I'm gonna get my October block for the oh, what is it called? The fantasy cell from needlecraft. The Lakeside needlecraft cell. Yeah. So I'm going to work on those. And yeah, hopefully I can make some good progress this weekend and have some good progress to show you by the end of the month. I will try and post another video a little bit closer to the beginning of the month, but we'll see what happens, you know, life and everything. So, but thank you again for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking my videos. I do appreciate all the comments that people leave me. Again, I love watching all of your videos, and like I say, being enabled, because you guys are very good at that and I have no willpower. Speaking of having willpower, I did, however, sign up for the Stitch from Stash 2017A. Miss Oh So Crafty has started on Facebook. I will put a link to that down below. So if you're interested in signing up for that, basically you set yourself a budget on how much you are allowed to spend every month for the first 6 months of 2017. Now the whole goal with this is that you're going to try and use what you have in your stash and not buy anything. So I know I've seen a couple people make comments on stockpiling and placing as many orders as they can before January happens. I feel like I'm in that category, but after this next order comes in, I'm going to try and be really good and put myself on a stash ban till the end of the month as well too. With the exception of I might actually order a kit from European Cross Stitch for Chatelaine in the month of November when her kits go on sale. I'm still up in the air about it though. I have more than enough Chatelaine to do, so I really don't need to kit up another one, but that doesn't stop me from wanting to. So yeah, I have set my budget for 25 Canadian dollars. It does not include shipping if you do decide to do this, and it also does not include any subscriptions that you have prior to 2017. So if you're in a Fabric of the Month club with any of the dyers out there, or if you have a magazine subscription or anything, that also does not apply, but you have to be subscribed prior to 2017. So I'm not on any of those clubs or anything, so I don't have to worry about that. I just need to try and stick to my $25 a month budget. And if you don't spend your money that first month, it carries over till the next month. So if you don't spend anything for the first 2 months, you get $50. So and you can also earn extra money either by selling your stash and putting that towards your budget, or you can earn some money by finishing some projects. And the amount of money that you get out of those projects is determined by the size of the project. And I think Stephanie was actually very kind, and if you have full coverage pictures like Heaven and Earth Designs or Tilton's or anything, a page finish does count as a goal that you would get some money in return for it. So that's kind of nice, because I would never finish any of my Heaven and Earths next year. So the fact that she's counting page finishes is really nice of her. So so that's going to be my goal, $25 a month, and we'll see if I can do it. So like I say, I have enough stash and haul that came in and is on its way in that I really actually don't need to be spending any more money. So so there we have it. So those are my goals for this month, and like I say, hopefully at the end of the month or beginning of November, I will have some decent progress to show you. And yeah, so happy stitching, everybody. Enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend, to all my Canadian subscribers, and we will see you next month. Thanks for watching, everybody. Goodbye.